Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off in a kneeling position. Bring your hands to rest on your thighs. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And take these first few moments to connect with your breath. Feel the movement of your inhales and the movement of your exhales. And with every breath, allow yourself to sit a little bit taller. Feel your spine lengthen. Feel the back of your neck lengthen. Keep these big breaths going. We're going to start to find some movement in the shoulders, big shoulder rolls. So bring your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back. We'll take about 3 or 4 in this direction, just getting some juicy movement, and then start to take these shoulder rolls forward. We're going to be doing a bit of shoulder work today, some shoulder strengthening and some shoulder mobility. Bring your arms so they come back behind you, so your palms face up towards the ceiling. You can make fists here. And then start to rotate your palms so they're facing up and they're facing down. And just notice how that is affecting your shoulder. And you may be able to get your palms to face away from each other. Just find this little bit of rotation. May feel like a little bit of flossing. And we'll take about 10 of these total, just nice and slow. Again, just finding this movement. Continue to sit up nice and tall. You can find a little more freedom through your shoulders. And we'll take a few more here. And then slowly release and bring yourself to a tabletop position. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And start to move just your shoulders. So instead of a cat and cow, I want you to think of pulling your shoulder blades together, allowing your chest to go towards the mat, and then doing the opposite, push into the mat and separate through your shoulder blades. So you're just moving down and up and continuing to push your palms into the ground. You're nice and long through the back of your neck. And take a few more of these. And then you could start to roll out through your shoulders. So those big shoulder rolls that we took earlier, now this is going to feel a little different as it's weighted with your hands. Take a couple circles in one direction, a couple circles in the other. You can undulate slightly through your upper spine. And then bring your body all the way down onto your mat. Bring your hands so they come to your lower back. Your elbows are pointing out to the side. Palms are facing up. Now extend your arms back behind you towards your ankles. And then start to rotate through your shoulders as you bring your arms out in front of you, palms face each other. Lower your pinkies, lift your pinkies, and then go back the same way that you came into it. So rotate around, bend your elbows, palms face up to the ceiling. I'm gonna take this a few more times. Extend through your arms. Try to keep your palms facing up as long as you can, and then find this rotation so your palms face each other. Tap your fingers down, lift your fingers up, and then find this rotation again. Palms face down and palms face up towards the ceiling. Bend your elbows and your hands will rest on your lower back. Now just keep this motion going, and as you're moving through this circular motion, think of actively stretching through the fingertips. So you're trying to get as long into your arms as you possibly can. Keep your forehead on the mat. Keep the tops of your feet on the ground. Try to keep your shoulders pulling away from your ears. And this is going to start to feel like a lot, but try to stay with it and be really specific and intentional about your movements. So it'd be easy to kind of just move through this really quickly, but I want you to move kind of slowly and really think about the ways that your shoulder is moving, the way things are rotating around, and what muscle groups are working here. This is a really great exercise for range of motion in your shoulder. This is a really great exercise for strengthening through those muscles between your shoulder blades, your rhomboid muscles. Stay strong with it. I'm gonna do about 8 of these total. Just keep it going. We're almost at the end here. So especially when we're getting towards the end, when maybe you're starting to tire out a little bit, try to stay as strong as possible. Reach through your fingertips. Keep your forehead flat to the ground. And we'll take just a couple more, 1 or 2 more here. Intentional movement all the time, moving mindfully. And then after your last one, bring your hands under your shoulders, push yourself back to a child's pose. Just an opportunity to kind of stretch out through your lower back, as we were in that prone position for kind of a long time. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Nice big breaths in and full big breaths out. I'm going to come to a standing position. So you can move through tabletop, flip your toes, walk your feet forward, soften your knees, roll yourself to stand. Stack your vertebrae one at a time. Head is the last thing to arrive. Find some shoulder rolls at the top. Bring your arms back behind you, just as we did on the ground, with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Now this time, I want you to rotate your palms. Bring your arms up and around like you're doing a big front stroke. Then bring your arms so they come in front of your body, and take it back the same way that you came into it. And we'll take this about 8 times total. So this is another one of those exercises where we're moving really intentionally, nice and slowly. I want you to feel that rotation in your shoulders when your arms come back and around. And in this exercise, your shoulders are going to lift up to your ears, and that's okay. To find that twist, to find that rotation into your shoulder girdle, you'll have to lift your shoulders towards your ears just a little bit. And try to keep this as narrow as possible. So imagine that you're between 2 walls. So try to keep it as narrow as possible when you move around. Have a little bit of buoyancy in your knee. Try not to lock out too much through your joint. And continue to stay nice and tall through the crown of your head. And notice if as you go through this, it gets a little easier each go around. If you are able to find more opening in your chest, or maybe you're able to keep your arms closer together. Obviously, they are going to open up and away from each other when you bring them up and over, but almost like you're holding a strap back behind you. Try to keep your fists as close to one another as possible. A few more rounds here. Moving slow on purpose. As we're nearing towards the end of our sets, try to keep the extension of your elbow, that same reach of the fingers that you found when you were down on your belly. Now that our hands are in fists, think of the energy coming out of your fists, almost like someone's pulling your wrists away from you. And take a few more here. Notice if that rotation of the shoulder is feeling any different. Continue to stand up nice and tall and keep your core engaged. And after your last one, take a moment and just shake out through your body, shake out through your arms. Let everything be nice and heavy. Open your arms to the side. Give yourself a big hug. Wrap your left elbow underneath your right. And pull your chin to your chest. Take a little bend of your knees and just round your body over. Take a little sway from side to side. Feel a nice stretch between your shoulder blades. Come on up, expand your arms. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees for a forward fold. Drop your head. Shake around through your hips, your lower back. And then slowly, slowly bring yourself back up to stand. Release your arms. Open them wide And now bring your opposite elbow on bottom. For me, it's the right elbow. Lift your gaze for a moment and then pull your elbows down towards the ground. Find a soft little bend with your knees. Feel free to drop your head and just take some easy side to side sways here. And slowly come up, open your arms. Once again, interlace your fingers behind your back. Bring your opposite thumb on top. And then forward fold, release your head, your body down towards the ground. And breathe here. Nice big breath in. Full big breath out. And release your arms. Soften through your knees. Roll yourself back up to stand. When you arrive in your standing position, take a few moments to roll out through your shoulders. Just allow yourself to be super, super loose here. And then come to a neutral standing position. Bring your feet about hips-width distance apart. Soften through your knees, maybe close your eyes. And take some final few moments here just to come back and to connect with your breath. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.